Hello church family, I hope and trust you are all well. When we met together as a staff team on Monday, we were talking about the fact that it seems that whenever we try to sit down and seek God's vision for our future as a benefice, there's something bigger than us comes along. We tried to do it at the beginning of 2020 and of course COVID came along. We tried to do it last year and of course the second wave and second lockdown came along. And then on Monday, obviously front and centre in everyone's hearts and minds at the moment is the situation in Ukraine and our response to that situation. And so we felt it was right to just focus on that for a bit. And it's not that our future vision doesn't matter, but I think it's just that our call, whether or not it's our call as a church, our call as disciples of Jesus, is to focus on the needs that are right in front of us, to care for the orphan, the widow, the hurting, the broken, to welcome the stranger in our place. And so we want to just share with you, and I just want to share with you our planned response as a church to the humanitarian crisis that's happening as a result of people fleeing from Ukraine. And really, we have a sort of a several step approach as a church, as a benefice, and that we're asking you to commit to as individuals. There are, of course, a number of different ways that people can help. People can help financially, and what we're encouraging people to do is to pray about that personally. There are so many different organisations out there that you can give financially to, and we thought rather than doing one big collection and sending it off, that we would allow individuals to work out which organisations that they feel God is calling them to donate to, and to do your own research and find. The same is true for items as well. There are a number of places where you can donate items. All Saints is going to be a donation base just for this weekend only, so the weekend of the 12th of March. On the Sunday and Monday you can donate items into All Saints. They're being organised by a couple of the mums from Handcross Primary to be sent to a place that is delivering them to Ukraine itself. More details of that will come as we know more. But we're also asking you to respond in a couple of other ways as well, and there's a way in which we're responding as a whole church. So firstly, you may have heard by now about the Sanctuary Foundation, which has been set up as an opportunity for people to express their interest in helping Ukrainian nationals looking to come to the UK by way of a visa sponsorship. Now, it's hoped that the UK government is going to decide to allow visa sponsorship. And if you want to know more about what that means and what it looks like, the best thing you can do is go to the Sanctuary Foundation website. There's a link in the notice sheet, and also I'll put it on the screen here as well. So you can go to the Sanctuary Foundation website, watch the video from Krish Kandaya, find out more what it's about, and if you feel that that is something that you want to give your yes and amen to sign up. It takes literally 30 seconds to sign up, and at the moment all you're doing there is registering your interest. You're not committing to anything, you're just registering your interest, and the hope is that the more people that do that, the more the government will pay attention to that being a potential need for the UK and a potential response for the UK. So Sanctuary Foundation, look that up, watch the video, sign up if you feel that that's appropriate for you. Now, as a church, we're wanting to do a little step further than that. We're offering All Saints as a place, as a potential refugee centre, a hub where refugees can gather, where Ukrainian nationals can gather and share in community and be together, maybe have a one-night stay if it's something that they really need. But it's the hope that the All Saints will become a hub from which we can send people to host families. And this is where we're asking you to really pray and consider whether God may be asking you or encouraging you or calling you to potentially become a host family for a Ukrainian family or individual who comes to Handcross. And so what we're asking you to do is that if you feel that that is something that you could do, that you would be willing to host a Ukrainian family for however long it may be, we're asking you to get in touch with me or with the parish office to say, basically, just at the moment, all the details we need are your name, the number of people that you'd be willing to house, and a contact number. So if you can send that information to me, we're going to collate that information together. And then the hope is that as we become aware of Ukrainian nationals who are coming into our area, particularly through Gatwick Airport, that we're going to find a way to bring them into Handcross, to gather at All Saints, and then hopefully to house them from there if we get enough host families to be able to do that. Now, we know it's a big ask, and it's a big ask because we don't know how long it may be for. You may end up with Ukrainian internationals that don't speak English. There are lots of things to consider. If you are part of a family, then it has to be a whole family decision. You'll need to discuss it with your whole family, including your children if you have young children, to see whether this is something you think you could do. If you live on your own, obviously you need to consider and weigh about the risks and the things that go with that. But just ask you to prayerfully consider whether you would be willing to become a host family for a Ukrainian individually or a Ukrainian family. So if that is you, if you sense that God has already been stirring that on your heart and you're already giving your yes and amen to that, then email me at the usual email address, and we will coordinate a list of people who are willing to be host families. Now, I do just want to add something here that's quite important. If you've already signed yourself up with other organizations who are doing this, then please indicate that. Let us know that you've done that, because what we don't want is that you've offered yourself to two people and they both sort of say at the same time, well, here's a family and you can only house one. So if you've already signed up to do that with another organization, we're just asking you to just let us know so that we can double check that you are able to take a family before we set anything up or arrange anything here. So that's our kind of immediate response. There are other things that we're thinking of further down the line if they're needed. More details of that will come forward. But at the moment, we're asking you obviously to pray, obviously to consider giving financially or with practical items, looking at different organizations if you feel that that's appropriate. Signing up to the Sanctuary Foundation if you feel that that's something you can do once you've watched the video. And let us know if you're willing to be a host family for a Ukrainian family or Ukrainian individual, and it could be as soon as next week, which is why we're asking people to respond now. Obviously, all led by the Spirit, all in keeping with what God is calling you to do as a family, and so just pray about it, really, is what we're asking. And if it's something you feel you can commit to, then please let us know as soon as you can, so that we can put together a list of potential host families. We want for us here in Handcross the same vision that we've seen become a reality in Poland. There was a beautiful article that came out last week that said that there isn't a single refugee camp in Poland because every single one has been homed and housed. That's what we want to see. That's our heart, that's our desire for Handcross, is that any Ukrainian nationals who come through our gates, who come through our village, find a home here for however long that's needed. So if you can get on board with that, if you can help with that, then please do get in touch. Obviously, the most important thing is to pray. All Saints Church at the moment continues to remain open for prayer. So if you want to go into All Saints to pray for the situation in Ukraine, please do that. But do get in touch if you're willing to be a host family. Do sign up to the Sanctuary Foundation if that's something you feel you can do, and give and help in any way you feel you can. Thanks very much. If you've got any questions about any of this, obviously do give me a call, get in touch by email, and let's do what we can to bless God's people who matter to Him and therefore matter to us. And let's see how God uses this to bring good out of a terrible situation. Grace and peace to you, and thanks for your support.